Welcome back. My name is Ria. I'm the founder of CrossYoga and the host of this channel. And today I'll guide you into a powerful power yoga class. It's intermediate, which means that it's probably best suited for those of you who are used to doing yoga or just a little bit used to it. We will get sweaty and we will get into our legs today. So, welcome to get standing on your mat, hip width distance, and we will begin shortly, but just close your eyes and center your attention around your breath. And maybe you're already aware of how you feel today or where your mind is. And are you not a specifically great place? Maybe inhale and sigh it out. And let it all go into God's hands. Inhaling that right now as we move and sweat and breathe, we are on the playing field, the playing ground in God's wonderful garden. Your mat is a place of freedom, creativity, no judgment. Inhale grace, acceptance. And exhale. Inhale again. And let go into God's hands what is holding you back, whatever it might be. Beautiful. Ujjayi breath, we can use that, and that's no odd things about the Ujjayi breath. It's just a method of breathing. Inhale and exhale through your nose like you're fogging a mirror. That was through my mouth, but you do your Vinyasa, your Ujjayi breath with your nose. And then with the rhythm of our breath, take your arms out to the side as you inhale. Palms together, exhale, prayer pose in front of your chest. Let's do this a few more times. Inhale. Ujjayi, exhale. Really broaden, make space in between your fingers until your palms reach each other. Feel your shoulder blades behind you as you do your circle. So right now, a little bit of gentle warm-up before we get really into it. One last time, when your palms meet on top of your head, let them stay there, shoulders down. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, move to your left side, side bend. Inhale, middle, and exhale, opposite side. Make sure you have your core engaged quite a lot. Root lock as well. And only move as far out to the side as you feel as comfortable as your spine might talk to you a little bit. One last time to each side. Amazing. And move. If you have anything with your neck, maybe you move your neck, your shoulders, and come into your forward fold, probably on the front end of your mat. Hip width distance in between your feet, and you can bend your knees as much as possible. As much as you need, at least. Now, there's lots of things at the moment that is holding us down with the COVID and all the restrictions there might be where you are. But here, on this mat, we are free. We don't need to think about that. Just make sure that you say to yourself, God is in charge. God is in charge, also over COVID. Let your palms meet the mat and step your feet back into plank pose. Stand tall, spread your fingers out, knuckles on the ground, small micro bend in your elbows, and really feel your arms engage. And down dog, exhale. And you're welcome to walk your dog, just a little bit of movement going on there. Are you ready to get into it a little bit more? I think so. Take your right leg and lift it up towards the sky and move your foot to the front end of your mat. So we'll just sequence, I'll repeat a few times. Look to the front end, Crescent Lunge. Arms lift up and sink as low as you can today. Inhale, straighten up your front leg. And exhale, lean to the front, arms out to the side. Okay, let's do that again. Come back to your Crescent Lunge and straighten the front leg, arms up, and then move in one big stretch, you might call it. Move to the front, bend your front knee, take your arms out to the side. Pace of the breath, inhale, straighten your front leg, arms up. See if we can keep the balance, and exhale down. Let's do this 5 times. Straighten up, inhale, and exhale. Inhale. Gaze to the ground in front of you to keep your balance. Ujjayi breath. 2 more times. 1 last time. Lift up. And arms out to the side. Step your foot back. Find your down dog and take your vinyasa. Inhale to your plank. On knees to toes, lower down. Exhale. Inhale. Cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more time. Inhale, plank. Core in, straight spine, aligned with your legs. Lower down. Cobra, up dog. Inhale. Down dog, exhale. Walk your feet and your hands in the distance where you feel it's comfortable. Lower your heels and maybe bend your knees. Breathe. Notice how your belly acts here in down dog. It almost feels like my belly is falling out as I inhale. All right. Let's move to the other side. Left leg, lift it up and step it in between your hands. Crescent lunge, again, distance, hip width distance in between your feet and lower down. Hips here aligned with the short end of your mat. Ujjayi breath. Straighten out the front leg, going slowly the first time. Bend your front knee. Move your knee towards your pinky toes. Lean forward, maybe not as deep as I go here, but you decide. And then let's do it. Inhale, straighten the front leg, arms up. And exhale, move forward. You've got this, come on. Lift. There's a lot of balance. I think this is more hard on my balance than it is on my legs. Okay, 5, 4, go deep, lifting through the heels. Just 2 more times, come on. Last lift, last huge bend. Arms down, step it back, down dog, and 2 vinyasa flows. Inhale, plank, lower down, exhale. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And let's just continue. Inhale to your plank. Come on, elbows by your rib, lower down slowly. Inhale, lift your chest. And down dog, exhale. Awesome. 2 breaths. On your next inhale, jump or walk to the front end of your mat. Toes and feet together. Sink low in your chair pose. No legs and glutes. Power yoga without the chair, okay? So go low. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Now if your feet can't meet, it's fine just with your knees together. All right, let's move from this one. Lift a little bit forward, straighten up the legs. in with your core, move your hands behind you, and then sink into your chair again. So, what are we doing? We're doing it again. Inhale, lean forward, navel in, straighten up, throat legs, shoulders together, exhale, chair. A few more times. Back. Engage your core, engage your shoulders and your legs. Let's do 4. Go low, 3. 2. And 1. Awesome. Lift up. And throw your arms back. Just a little bit of a rest back. Bend arms out. And navel in. Stand tall, mountain pose. Inhale, take your arms above the head. Exhale, fold forward. And here, you're welcome to bend your knees on the way down. Let go of your head. Now take your right leg, move it back. Warrior 3, or at least a version of it. Closing your hip, flexing your foot. Taking your arms, if you can, down by your side. Pulling shoulder blades back and together. And try to get your hands like you're shooting fire out of your fingers. Use your deep breath and keep breathing. And lifting through the back heel. 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Open up your hip, warrior 2, and bend your front knee. And come on, let's get some distance in between our legs and let's go low. I'm already sweating. Look to the front end of your hand. Sink low, and maybe you feel this stretch here in your inner thighs. I actually feel it's kind of nice. 3. Exhales. Let's take the second. And the last. Go a little bit lower if you can. Awesome. Turn that front foot to your wide stand. And then move your feet a little bit closer towards each other. And toes out. Sink down in a kind of a wide stand yoga squat. Prayer pose with your hands. Squeeze your root lock. Pelvis underneath yourself. Core engaged. Lots of things going on here. And then let's straighten our front legs, or both our legs, and lift our arms out to the side. Beautiful. Sink back again. Low. Follow the pace of your breath. Inhale and exhale. 6. Squeeze your buttocks. And sink low. 4, 5 must be. 3. If you really squeeze behind here, you should feel something right now. Last one. Amazing. Before we do the other side, hands down on the front end of your mat. Make sure you lift your feet and stuff like that. Find your plank and make it move a little bit if you felt anything in your back. And let's do 5 push-ups. Now this is triceps push-ups. So have a look. Elbows not out to the side. Elbows in by your rib, as we do in a classic chaturanga, if you know what I'm talking about. But let's just lift low. On toes and knees. Let's go 5. Straight spine. 4. 3. Smile 2. And last one. Downward facing dog. I'm glad it was just 5. Exhale, breathe. Look to the front end of your mat, bend your knees, and I would suggest that you jump and maybe just get a little bit of weight into your front of your hand. Now, what happened there? Okay, bend your knees, just get a little bit of weight without falling to the front end of your mat. Try it a few times. And then let go into a forward fold. Bend your knees, find your mountain pose. And again, sort of resting with your arms a little bit back, leaning back. And then move forward, fingers on the ground. Left leg moves up and back. Closing your hip, you can always feel where your hips are. And look back if your toes are pointing directly towards the floor. As we did before, welcome to take your arms by your side if you can keep your balance. Whole foot is engaged. Breath involved. Powerful Ujjayi breath. Come on. Straighten out your fingers, shoulders engaged. Count down. 3, 2, and 1. Fingers down on the mat. Lower your left foot, turn or pivot the foot. Heels somewhat aligned. Warrior 2. Let's get a little bit of movement in here before we really hold it. And even though we're standing somewhat still, I like to think that my body is still kind of in a flow. My breath is moving. My bloodstreams are moving. Energy moving from my belly to my arms, to my legs. Energy from food and water, air. 3 more breaths and sink as low as you can. It's okay to feel it in your thighs. And last one. Beautiful. Now, again, turn the front foot. If you don't want to look away, you can always stand on this side of the mat, but I'll just do this way around. I like to look at the screen to see where you are. Okay, this time you're gonna go into a wide stand, and I actually like having my toes a little bit pointed together. Navel in. Take your arms up, engage your core and your root lock. On your exhale, move to your left side with your core. Inhale, arms up. And to the other side. This is core, and I hope you feel it in your legs as well. Really engaging your root lock, okay? Pelvic floor. And you might consider already, as we just do one more side to each side, if you want to move into a headstand from your wide stand forward fold. If you want to and you need a wall behind you, quickly find a wall right now. Okay, so what do I mean? Have a look. You can either just stay here in your wide stand, you let your head, forehead reach down, and just get the stretch on your inner thighs and stuff like that. If you want to move further, you can do a tripod pose, forehead on the ground, and then see if you can manage to get balance into a headstand. There's no need to show off or prove anything to yourself. It's just a matter of maybe feeling a little bit fun. If you're ready, move back and down, or just stay a little bit longer. Doesn't have to be completely gracious and beautiful and all that. All right, I hope you're all down in your wide-legged forward fold again. Coming back on your mat if you're not already here. And then walk your hands to the front end of your mat. And guess what? Step it back. Downward facing dog. Now we do a lot of tricep push-ups in chaturanga, in yoga in general. But let's do a little bit of classical push-ups. Why not? So take your hands out, maybe a little bit wider than your mat, on your knees, on your toes. Let's do 5 push-ups. Elbows move a little bit back and down. Not like this, okay? Like a snake up and down. Okay, toes and knees. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, you can do it. I know you can. 5. Knees down and child's pose. Maybe with a big side. Relax. One more breath. And move your hands to the front end of your mat. Untuck your toes here. And then walk back so you'll be standing at the back end of your mat. Mountain pose. And this might be a little bit advanced, but that's fun too, okay? Some of us really like challenges. I do. So let's move our front foot, or at least leg to begin with, up here, right leg. If you want more, you can either take a strap, if you have one, or just your peace fingers and find your toe. Straighten the leg as much as possible, maybe just here or all the way. So the leg is aligned with the long end of your mat. If you want to open up your hip, you move your leg out to the side. Keep breathing. It's not easy, but we try. And smile when we fall. Coming back. Slowly letting go. Taking your right leg just one step ahead. Bend your front knee. And take your eagle arms, this time left elbow below, right elbow on top, so that your left knee here can wrap around the right knee or right leg. Keep breathing. If you want to go for the sleeping angel or sleeping eagle, you can fold down. Looking up, trying to let go for eagle arms. Mountain pose, somewhat at the middle of your mat. Catch your breath. Left leg, lift it up, having those 2 poses on the other side. Tall spine, all of the 4 corners or 3 corners of the foot, whatever you look at it, really engaged. Peace fingers wrap around. And remember, just because one hip allowed you to be stretched, maybe not the other. This is really about the hamstrings here and the shoulder. Again, just look. Don't look at the screen. Just look at the floor in front of you, okay? It's just easier. Ujjayi breath. Close your hip again and let go. Step your left foot a little bit to the front. Bend your knees, right elbow below. Eagle pose. Wrap right leg on top, all the way around or just halfway around. Elbows lift from the chest and put your hands away from your face if you can. Sleeping eagle. And let's release. Let's release. I love the feeling of releasing of this. Like, this is such a bound posture, right? And just releasing, it just reminds me of forgiveness and freedom. So maybe it's the same for you. Lift up your arm, take them out to the side. Maybe go for a back bend. And then mountain pose and take a break. Maybe a sip of water. Open your eyes. Ready for somewhat the last sequence into our legs. Let your left foot hold your body weight and lift your right heel up. Go for a lunge, or a squat, sorry, it's called. Lowering your hip back, only lifting your right heel. When you come halfway up, this knee is still bended, move it back, your right leg. Go for a kind of a lunge with the back knee and then bend it. Halfway up, squatting. And move up and back. If you go completely up and straight this leg, it's not that hard. But if you stay low, you will feel it. Fire going on in your quads, in your glutes. Lift through the arch of the foot. Just one last squat. And one last lunge back. From there, step your right leg back, the one you've been moving. Again, step your left foot, the front foot, back. Open up your hips. Point your toes without bending it, the knee that's lifted, okay? Instead, your pinky toes will be lifted really high. And let's go for a little bit of small lifts here. Small stretches up and down. Wow, this is amazing. Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are your glutes on fire yet? Close your hip and maybe let that left foot stay up as you move into your plank. Lower down, exhale. Inhale, both feet on the ground. Cobra up dog. Downward facing dog, exhale. Do you feel the power yet? Look to the front and jump again. Forward fold. Okay, we're gonna do these two sequences, if we call them that, on the other side. This time, right leg all the way grounded to the floor, but still lifting through the arch of the foot. Right toe a little bit out to the side, and let's sink low. Halfway up, still bended your right leg. Move your foot back and move into your lunge. A fitness your lunge, which is the back knee bended. And remember to go low. And let's do the last one, okay? Sink low, buttocks back. Put your hands down, your left leg is back. Downward facing dog, but with your right leg lifted. Open up your hips, stack your hip bones. Point your toes, and let's do that small lift. Now the foot on the mat, toes, or the foot should be aligned with the long end of your mat still. Small lifts, but huge tension in your glutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Closing your hips, making sure you're okay on the mat here. Inhale, maybe with your right leg lifted, plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, child's pose. Smile. Just feel the heat going on. Maybe repeating, thanks God that you are in control. Put your hands further to the front end of your mat. Move up and then down on your belly. Hands down by your side. Now I have a little bit of back issues at the moment, so I won't be lifting that high, but I hope you will. Hands down by your side, palms facing up, and then lift your shoulders, lift your hands and your legs. You will engage your glutes and your back, and lift as high as you can. Yeah. And this we can elaborate on. Keep it just one more breath. And then lower down. Take your hands to the front of your mat. Maybe stack your forehead. Stack your hands and put your forehead on it. Next time you lift up, you'll take your elbows out to the side. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Elbows bent. And lower down. And then you can lift your legs just as well. Lift up. Elbows back. And lower down. 8. And if you want to get those glutes on fire, lift your legs and straighten the legs. Lift, squeeze the shoulder blades. Let's go for the last. 5, 4, 3, go. 2, and 1. Stack your hands underneath your shoulders, elbows in, tuck your toes. Take an inhale, lift your knees off the mat, and then hover over the floor if you can. Stay here, low plank. 3, 2, 1, lower down. Just getting into my arms. Yeehaw. Then take your arms again to the front of your mat. Thumbs moves up, forehead on the ground, and then lift, diagonal lift, it's called, I think. Right hand, left leg, and lower down, opposite side. This is all going directly into our back. And a strong back is just as important as a strong belly and as nice looking legs, if you're into that kind of things. Count down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Hands on the ground here. Come up on all fours. And let's move our spine the opposite direction, up against the ceiling or heaven. All right. I have another beautiful exercise for your buttocks and legs. I'm folding my mat here for the sake of my knees. Taking my left hand, left knee, right foot on a line. Pulling my hip underneath myself as much as possible. Then lift up your right leg and move the legs with small micro bends. Now, if you get your hips back there, you won't feel anything. So I try to align my hips with the hands and the knees and lift high. Navel in. Let's go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Other side. Let's just do it. Get your alignment going, maybe coming up on your fingers if you feel you can lift better and get that hip underneath yourself. If you have a block, that's also possible. And lift. And don't feel disappointed if you can't go the whole way, okay? This is a hard sequence. So just do what you can and be merciful with yourself. Count down 5, 4, straighten that leg, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Sitting down on the mat, feet pointing the long way. Feet on the ground. Sit up tall. If you have lower back issues, you might be very gentle with this one. Now you'll round your back a little bit, and then we come down to our spine, but holding back so we don't say on the mat. And then sit up again, following your hands here, like your hands is a carrot you want to eat, and then lower down. Maybe taking your hands all the way up above your head, and then move again. Vertebrae by vertebrae, coming into seated boat pose somewhat, and lower down. 2 more of these, and then we are almost at the end. And just breathe as much as you need. And next time you are down on your mat, take your hands behind your head, elbows out. And can you do a bicycle in a yoga class? Sure, why not? So, left elbow to right knee, and move slowly, lift high. And this, it would be great if you could do with the pace of your breath. So exhale when you cross, inhale as you switch. So don't bike too fast. Now my hips are making all sorts of noises, but they always do that. Lift your shoulders away from the mat and go for 4, 3, lift high, 2, and 1. And relax. It's almost impossible not to have the last one when we focus on our hips and lower back. Make your feet or your heels come a little bit close towards your hip so that you can lift up through your heels and lift up your buttocks. Squeeze together, get your root lock, and then walk your hands underneath yourself. Maybe just palms on the mat. Lift as high as you can. Noticing that your knees are not dropping out to the side. Or you can stay here with both legs, or notice your hip right now, and then lift up right leg and let it stay there for 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Lift again. We tend to fall down. And let's move the left leg up if you are into that. Hold it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Sink down. I would encourage you to walk your shoulder blades out again. Hug your knees. Wow. Beautiful job. And give yourself some credit and some praise, okay? You didn't have to do all the things. You didn't have to be perfect. Sometimes I think in yoga philosophy, it's all about how I can approve myself, at least in modern yoga philosophy. Whereas what I love about the Christian faith is that I'm never alone and I am never out of love, no matter how I act. No matter how successful I am or not, how well I do or not, it's not all my fault or my sake. I have a God that loves me no matter what, through Jesus Christ. All right, put your feet on the ground, and this time heels a little bit away from your glutes as we're moving into a windshield, and stay there. So maybe not getting your knees all the way out, but just a little bit out. And this has become one of my favorite stretches for my lower back. Close your eyes and your arms can just rest wherever. You don't need to have Ujjayi breath going on anymore. Just breathe slowly. Engage your core. Then move your legs back. And take a breath with your legs towards the sky. And then move them to the other side. Trying to let go of tension. And then back. Reversed pigeon pose. Right leg lifts. Take your right leg out to the side. Take your right hand in between the little three-angled window you get. And pull your left leg towards your chest. But still having this right knee out. And probably you'll feel something in your hips. And let go. And I will not guide you into a really long stretching sequence right now, because you can just go and watch some of the other videos. Maybe do the yin yoga class I released 2 weeks ago or so. But of course we switched legs. Maybe I didn't say so, but we did. So your left leg is out to the side and you're pulling your right hip in. And release. I will just guide you into resting pose on the mats. I will say a short prayer and then I will wrap this video up. So you're welcome to close the video just in a second. Feet out to the side, hands on the ground. Relax. And God, thank you that you are graceful, that you want company with us. Thank you that you are complete and full power. Thank you that you are in control, no matter our worldview or our limitations. In your name, Jesus. Amen. So from my heart to your heart, thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you for liking and sharing and subscribing. Bye.